Hello, time for another episode of Maybe I'm Rambling. Oumuamua may be a chip knocked off an icy, Pluto-like exoplanet. Our first interstellar visitor may have been a shard of nitrogen ice from another solar system. Since its discovery, the interstellar object known as Oumuamua has defied explanation. First spotted in 2017, it has been called an asteroid, a comet, and an alien spaceship. Researchers think that they finally have a mystery object pegged. It could be a shard of nitrogen ice broken off from Pluto-like planet orbiting another star. The idea is pretty compelling, says Garrett Levine, an astronomer at Yale University. Not involved in the work, he does a really good job matching the observations. Oumuamua's origin has been a mystery because it looks like sort of a comet, but not quite. After whipping by the sun, Oumuamua zoomed away slightly faster than gravity alone will allow. That happens when ice on the sunlit sides of comets vaporize, giving them a little rocket-like boost in speed. But unlike comets, Oumuamua didn't appear to have a tail from a typical cometary ices, such as carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide streaming off of it. Alan Jackson and Stephen Dish, planetary scientists at Arizona State University in Tempe, set out to discover what other kind of evaporating ice could give Oumuamua a big enough nudge to explain its movement. The pair reported their results March 17 at the Virtual Lunar and Planetary Science Conference, and two studies published online March 16th in the Journal of Geophysical Research Planets. The amount of force that vaporizing ice exerts on the comet depends on factors such as how much the ice heats up when it absorbs energy, the mass of its molecules, and even the ice's crystal structure. By calculating the rocket-like push on Oumuamua, if her mixed ice has nitrogen, hydrogen, and water, we know that nitrogen ice will work perfectly well, Dish says. Because nitrogen ice covers outer solar system bodies such as Pluto and Neptune's moons Triton, but not small objects like comets. Oumuamua is probably a chip of a Pluto-like exoplanet, the researchers report. To determine how realistic the scenario is, Jackson and Dish calculated how many chips of nitric ice we plucked off of Pluto-like bodies in the earliest solar system. Back then, the Kuiper belt of objects beyond Neptune was much more crowded than it is today, including thousands of Pluto-like bodies iced with nitrogen. But some 4 billion years ago, Neptune's orbit expanded. That disruption caused many Kuiper belt objects to collide with each other, and most the solar system altogether. Under such chaotic conditions, collisions cause broken trillions of nitrogen ice fragments off of Pluto-like bodies, Jackson and Dish estimate. If other planetary systems threw out as many shards of ice, these objects could make up about 4% of the bodies in the interstellar space. That makes seeing objects like Oumuamua mildly unusual but not exceptional, the researchers say. When I first started reading it, I was skeptical, but it does tick a lot of unnecessary boxes, says Scott Shepard, an astronomer at the Carnegie Institute for Science in Washington, D.C., not involved in the work. It's definitely plausible that this could be a fragment of an icy dwarf planet, but plausible. He notes, this doesn't necessarily mean correct. Oumuamua is now too far away to confirm this idea with more observations, but the upcoming Vera Rubin Observatory and European Space Agency Comet Interceptor mission could detect more interstellar objects, said Yang Zhang, a planetary scientist at Côte d'Azur Observatory in Nice, France. Not involved in the research, the Vera Rubin Observatory is expected to spot on average one interstellar visit per year, and the Comet Interceptor spacecraft may actually visit one. Get a closer look at more of these objects and narrow down which possible explanations for Oumuamua are more reasonable, she says. Now tell me what you think. What you think in the comments. I'm curious. And this is another episode of Maybe I'm Rambling.